Matajis and kids can move forward. Whoever comes later, they can sit at the back. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Next part of our Sunday Feast program is Sunday Feast lecture, and today's lecture delivered by His Grace Upendra Priya Prabhu. A few months ago, Prabhu's family moved from Seattle to Austin, and Prabhu blessed with two kids, Vishaka and Vipra. Mataji cooks prasadam as part of our North Indian cooking team. Prabhu is a passionate and star book distributor of Srila Prabhupada, and he is dedicated to Guru, Gauranga, and Krishna. With that, we will welcome Prabhu by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu, over to you.
Krishna. I'm nowhere close to what Prabhuji mentioned. Its devotees having to glorify other devotees to the extent, it's really nice to hear, but Prabhu is what he actually described. So today we will talk about book distribution. My material is taken from there old back in the time in Bhakti Vedanta Institute we had a diploma in book distribution which I did 2007 or 8 I think when I was in ashram. I have some materials from there, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's our normal tradition. Let's start chanting Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Ballabha Grivara Jaya Gopi Jana Ballabha Grivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Sita Ram, Jaya Sita Ram, Jaya Sita Ram, Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Chaksuran Militam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sopadankidam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopi Sa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kancanga Gaurangi Radha Vrindavanensuri Vrishabhanusute Devi Mani Hari Priye He Krishna Yadvaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. First of all, I would like to get blessings from our senior devotees, Vaishnavas, who is present here, everyone, so I can discuss something in these amazing topics of Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. I would like to get blessings from my spiritual master, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, the Mom Vishnupada Srimati Gopal Krishna Goswami Tinamini, Rupadasa Saitanya Purasan Visarate Pacharam Vatsagat Vatsagat Sagat Padatinam. Would like to get blessings from our deities so far, so we can discuss on these topics. Today, we will take a verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 67 and 68. These are the most closely related verse for the book distribution. Verse 67, chapter 18, 1867. idam te na na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na chasusru save vecham vacham na cha mamyo daya suyati. Verse 18. Verse 68. Ya idam param guhyam ya idam param guhyam madbhakte swa aviyavasyati bhakti mai param kritva mam ivasyati asamasya. Any verse 67 and 68. Yum. Word to word translation by His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Idam, this, te, you, na, never, atapaskaya, one who is not austere, na, never, avaktaya, one who is not a devotee, vadasana, at any time, na, never, cha, also, asus rusave, one who is not engaged in devotional service, basyam, to be spoken, na, never, cha, also, mam, unto me, ya, anyone, abhyas suyati, envious. Translation. This confidential knowledge may not be explained to those who are not austere or a devotee or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. Perfect. one who have not undergone the austerity of the religious process, who have never attempted devotional service in Krishna consciousness, who have not tended a pure devotee, especially those who are conscious of Krishna as a historical personality or who are envious of the greatness of Krishna, should not be told the most confidential part of the knowledge. It is, however, sometimes found that even demonic persons who are envious of Krishna, worshipping Krishna in a different way, take to the profession of explaining Bhagavad Gita in a different way to make business. But anyone who desires actually to understand Krishna must avoid such commentaries in Bhagavad Gita. Actually, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is not understandable to those who are sensuous, even if one is not sensuous but is strictly following the discipline uh, enjoyed in the Vedic scripture. If he is not a devotee, he also cannot understand Krishna. Even when one person himself is a devotee of Krishna but is not engaged in Krishna conscious activity, he also cannot understand Krishna. There are many persons who envy Krishna because he has explained in Bhagavad Gita that he is the supreme and that nothing is above him or equal to him. There are many persons who are envious of Krishna, such persons should not be told the Bhagavad Gita, for they cannot understand. There is no possibility of faithless persons understanding Bhagavad Gita and Krishna. Without understanding Krishna from the authority of a pure devotee, one should not try to comment upon Bhagavad Gita. Text 68. What your translation? Ya, anyone, idam, this, paramam, most, guhyam, confidential, mat, mine, bhaktesu, amongst devotee, Abhivyasati explains bhaktim, devotional service, mine, unto me, param, transcendental, kritva, having done, mam, unto me, iva, certainly, isyati, comes, asamsaya, without doubt. Translation. For one who explains the supreme secret of the devotee, uh, for one who explains the supreme secret to the devotee, devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end, he will come back to me. Perfect. Generally, it is advised that Bhagavad Gita be discussed among the devotees only. For those who are not devotees will neither understand Krishna nor Bhagavad Gita. Those who do not accept Krishna as he is and Bhagavad Gita as it is should not try to explain Bhagavad Gita whimsically and become offenders. Bhagavad Gita should be explained to persons who are ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a subject matter for devotees only and not for philosophical speculators. Anyone, however, who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad Gita as it is will advance in devotional activities and reach the pure devotional state of life. As a result of such pure devotion, he is sure to go back to home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So, if we look at basically any scripture, more or less, we kind of get similar knowledge or similar instructions. So, to understand the verse, we first need to see the context where how Krishna was telling. Krishna mentions a couple of times, it's Raja Vidya, the topmost knowledge, king of knowledge, and it's a Krishna says it's a Raja Vidya, king of knowledge, and also he says the topmost secret knowledge. He did not went out on air and study to everyone on radio or anywhere. He was telling this to his dearest friend Arjun, and then by mercy of Lord, Sanjay was able to watch it, and then he transmitted. So he says the knowledge was given in the middle of the war. Let's say we have a war currently going on between, let's say, Palestine and Israel, right? Hamas and Israel. And then they are fighting, and then someone says, stop. Someone goes in the middle and he starts saying something. That must be so important that he does not even care about the war going on, right? It's so more important even than the Mahabharata war himself, itself. So Krishna gave that knowledge in the middle of the war, and then he talks about 700 verses, and out of all the 700 verses, chapter 18 is the concluding chapter. So let's say you go to see someone, right? You're seeing your dear and near. You go to India or Nepal or wherever you're from to see your parents. You stay there for a month. When you are about to leave, for the last 1 hour would be the most important. Your parents would be, oh, do this, keep calling me, keep writing me, all these things. And you're gonna also say the most important. Of course, all your moment in India for the month, 1 hour, month would be very important, right? Because you went there for a certain time. You don't have a life there. But the last 1 hour, the concluding hour, is the precious, is like the fruit of everything, juice of everything. The 18th chapter is the juice for whole Bhagavad Gita. Whereas Bhagavad Gita is the fruit of all Bhagavatam, all every single scripture that exists in the planet, in the universe, in whole entire creation. Because wherever Lord Krishna is present right now at the moment in universe, Lord Krishna presents every time in material creation. Not this universe, some other universe. So he is giving the exact same knowledge. And out of all the knowledge he gives, chapter 18 is the most important. And even on chapter 18, he's like, hang on. You do this everything, you do dhyana yoga, karma yoga, buddhi yoga, everything. But by the end of the day, if you do this, you'll come to me. Finish, right? No need to do anything more. That's why Krishna keeps telling Sarva Dharmam Parityaja. Why he has to say, give up all sort of your responsibilities, duties. Dharma doesn't exactly mean religion. It's, we don't have like really one-to-one translation in English. Religion does not mean dharma, but means give up all responsibilities, your activities, and come to me, surrender to me. I'll take you. So Krishna keeps saying, and we don't listen to him. And on conclusion, he is saying, go out, distribute my knowledge, tell this to my two other people, and make them come to temple, come to me. And if you do this, you're the most dear to me, because I'm Sabapita. I'm the seed-giving father of everyone. But I love everyone because they all are my child. If you do this, you'll be more dear to me. So that's why it's kind of like hard to understand if we just read Shastra whimsically without, under the guru or guidance, because Krishna says, I'm equal to everyone. He also says, if you go out and distribute these books, you'll be more dear to me than him, right? So therefore, we need Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. Right? So Krishna himself is saying, if you go out and distribute this book, there is no one dear to me, and there will be no one more dear even in future. I on purpose did not read next verse. The 69 is even more important. He says, there is no servant in the world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. If you do this, you are more dear to anyone in the past, now, and in future. So these three verses, in first verse, 67, he says, don't give knowledge to certain people. So when we go out to distribute books, a lot of time, we kind of like pumped up some time and we approach to people and people like, oh, I don't want to see that. People are not only very ignorant, they just even don't want to look at the Bhagavad Gita. And if you distribute the book, you have experience. People even scared to touch Bhagavad Gita as if it's like bomb, right? They think we're like trying to bomb them on their head or something. So if someone is so ignorant, they just avoid completely Krishna. They don't even want to hear Krishna's name. It's very offensive to give them Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes we try to even hand over free. If someone doesn't want to listen, okay, take it for free. I have seen so many devotees doing. I was in book distribution a week ago, and this brother from devotee from Roundup and distributing. And when someone do not want to listen, just run away. They were like, okay, this is for free, take it. And they don't want to listen, they approach more. Like we shouldn't do that, right? And then if someone is so ignorant, of course, our soul wants to get back to Krishna, but so much covered the ignorant on our heart, right? People don't want to listen. What it could be, they might take this Bhagavad Gita and throw in trash can. What happens? Like it's so much bad karma, and we don't want that to happen. Therefore, when someone ignores, someone avoids, we should not force them. We should not give free or not free, doesn't matter. People spend $10 in one cup of coffee, right, in Starbucks. Everyone can donate a couple of dollars. It's not a matter of money. It's like if they have at least some sort of respect for the book. So if someone shows those activities, like Krishna says in chapter, like verse 67, He said, don't give my book to those people who are ignorant and who just run away or who don't want to listen my word, my name, and we are pushing them. So we should not do that. But meanwhile, but we still try to convey this message in a way they are. Because if we try to go out and explain what it is here, meaning of 18 chapters, all five knowledges Bhagavad Gita gives, no one understand. The matter of fact is we don't understand Bhagavad Gita. It takes decades of association of devotees, guru, and reading the scripture. Then we can get some sort of glimpse of Bhagavad Gita, what it is. Someone walking down the street, going out, eating meat, maybe eating beef, we just grab their hand and try to explain Bhagavad Gita, spend like hour, 30 minutes on this, thinking they will understand. We don't. And that's why sometimes it's kind of hard to distribute book, not because they don't want, but because we think they are who we are and they understand who we understand. It doesn't work. If I go and try to teach kindergartner, I cannot explain my PhD knowledge to them. They will think I'm an idiot. That's for real. I need to go down to kindergarten level and start teaching them what's alphabet, A, B, C, D means. And then they will understand it like that. That's the same thing. So besides the Krishna's instruction to distribute Bhagavad Gita, Lord Chaitanya also has instruction, very special instruction on Sankirtan and Bhagavad Gita. So today, what we are going to do is we'll try to cover Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada's instructions and message and book distribution. And then coming down to what our acharyas say and how we basically approach or what should be the principles. Some of the points I got from the Vaisesika Prabhu. I had opportunity to distribute book with him in 2012 in Chicago. Amazing devotee. He's initiating Guru now. Right? I think so. When Rupa Goswami, let's go to Lord Chaitanya now. We heard what Lord Krishna instructed for book distribution or distributing this knowledge or preaching, right? So now Lord Chaitanya also has a similar message. Lord Chaitanya came to this planet for two reasons. Chaitanya Chaitamrita mentions the external reason or the reason that most of us understand is to propagate the holy name, right? Matter of fact, he doesn't have to come for that. The Prabhupada alone did himself. So Lord Chaitanya came here when Lord Chaitanya was there. Rupa Goswami went to Vrindavan, walked to Vrindavan. Sorry, it was not in Vrindavan. It was in Prayagraj. And then Lord Chaitanya took Rupa Goswami to Prayag, bank of Ganges. There is Ganga in Prayagraj. And then Lord Chaitanya instructed him personally, Rupa, you go. He gave him two responsibilities, two action items. Number one, you go to Vrindavan, preserve and protect the temples there because they were, back in the time, like Muslims were attacking India and Christian, like the British were, and then they were basically destroying all the big temples, and then everything was like really in a demolishing way. So Lord Chaitanya said, go and protect and preserve those temples who are left, and more importantly, print and distribute books. Lord Chaitanya instructed Rupa Goswami to print, to write, preach, and distribute books. Then from there, Rupa Goswami moves to Vrindavan, and then followed by Sanatana Goswami. Then later on, they were two brothers, both Goswamis are brothers. They lived in Vrindavan, mostly in Radhakund, and did all these, wrote all books like Upadesamrita and which we call Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion. All these books were basically written in Vrindavan after Rupa Goswami got instruction from Lord Chaitanya. So first, Lord Krishna gives instruction to distribute the knowledge or distribute the books. Then Lord Chaitanya, and then down the line, we have Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was on Vrindavan in 1935, and Prabhupada, he went to Vrindavan, and when he went to Vrindavan, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, this is very famous statement, and this was made on Vrindavan. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, I have a desire to print some books. If you ever get money, print books. So this statement is very famous in ISKCON, but this was given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Vrindavan when Prabhupada went to see him. Not only Prabhupada, he had like tons of other his disciples too. In fact, Prabhupada did not used to get much association of his guru because he was mostly with other his Prabhupada's god brother. So we are coming from Lord Krishna's instruction for book distribution, then Lord Chaitanya's, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Then now let's see what Prabhupada says in book distribution. Prabhupada says he mentions this on so many writings, letters, even on books. He says our book distribution is the most important task in our society. I'm not going to read everything. This is basically today's discourse. He goes further and he relates the importance of book distribution with the deity worship, with the temple construction, and other management. First, now, it might be a little bit hard for some of us, but he actually said this. Deity worship is essentially meant for purifying the neophyte devotees. Because when we first start going temple, what do we basically look? Wow, amazing temple. Look at the deities, so wonderfully decorated. That's what we look at. But if you see really senior advanced devotees, they will basically stay all the way back at the corner and look at the deities. They don't even want to come front. A lot of time, if you see, if there is big crowd and stuff, right? Or we all try to move people aside and then try to go close to Krishna. We do that because we know Krishna does not look at us, so we want to look at him. Now he is giving us idea how we can act so that Krishna can look at us. We don't have to find a way to look at him. So Prabhupada said this, it's even better than deity worship. So he comments on Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 14th chapter, 40th verse. One who worships the deity must therefore be extremely respectful to preachers, book distributors. Otherwise, simply worshipping the deity will keep one in a lower stage of devotion. There is a story, if we just focus, like traditionally, just worshipping deity or maintaining temple without going on Sankirtan book distribution. So there was a Brahman who used to worship deities every morning, evening, and usually we are like, okay, I'm Brahman, right? I'm really top, I'm Brahman, I'm top priest, full of ego. And then cross the street, down the street, there was a prostitute. When he used to worship deities, he was like, what is he doing? He was basically, he's physically was engaging on deity worship, but he did not have his mind bound there. But on the other hand, the prostitute down the street, although whatever nonsense he was doing, she was like, oh wow, the priest was so fortunate. He get to worship deities by himself. On his hand, he get to touch deities, decorate deities, put clothes on them, right? And then she was constantly thinking on deities. And guess what? The prostitute went to Krishna's kingdom much earlier than the Brahman. It does not matter what we do externally. What it matters is what we have in our heart. So if we just focus on deity worship or other activities, we cannot, advance. And there is a reason I'm going to talk a little bit about. So Prabhupada has said it many times. Our main focus is Sankirtan, book distribution. We need temple so we can assemble here, get some association. And especially, it's important for the new devotees. We need this for association, but this is not our major business. Like, if I'm a student, study is my major business. I can do something as a side hustle. I can help my parents. I can go out to do something, but I cannot just help my parent and just forget his study. Study is my primary business. Similarly, our primary business is to preach. And how do we preach? If I see someone down the street, I see here, new devotee, a new person coming here. I can talk to them for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Eventually, they will forget what I said. If I hand them over a book, the book is with them. And also, books are literal incarnation of Krishna. There is no difference in Krishna and Bhagavad. Bhagavad himself is Krishna. Therefore, it says if we read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad does not only mean Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad has multiple parts. Bhagavad has like Bhagavad Puran, which is Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is also Bhagavad. Bhagavad, anything that is Krishna, that's Bhagavad. Anything that is directly related to Krishna, that is Bhagavad. Anything that is coming from Krishna, that is also Bhagavad. Like this knowledge is coming from the mouth of Krishna. So this is Bhagavad. Devotees are also related to Krishna. So devotees are also Bhagavad. We respect devotees saying Mahabhagavad, right? He's not Bhagavad Gita. Why are you saying? Because anything related to Krishna is Bhagavad. So therefore, this is literal incarnation of Krishna. So we should take that way. Now, the earlier deity worship. This is from Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter 14, and verse 40. This is a little bit kind of like a strong word, so I gave the reference. Prabhupada further says it does not matter even if we have got a temple, but if the preaching work goes on, that is the great satisfaction. Srila Prabhupada wrote to Krishnadas 68 October. Sorry, we should read the personal conversation with Krishnadas. October 68 is in Seattle. There are many. Actually, producing and distributing books is our most important engagement. All other engagements cultivate in this one end, distributing books. This is, he wrote later to Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, personal conversation. Happened in Bhaktivedanta Manor, 1973. So basically, if we look at Prabhupada's quote, he mentions it's more important than deity worship, it's more important than temple construction. There is one letter where Prabhupada wrote, he says, if you're on the way to construct temple and you are also way to do Harinam or Sankirtan book distribution. Sankirtan means Harinam book distribution both. And you go parallel, but let's say you are short of manpower, you are short of money. What should you do? Stop constructing temple, go for Sankirtan. You'll eventually construct. And Prabhupada said many times, he has said, I did not build any big temple in India, nor in the West. He did not himself. His disciples did. He did not focus. When he had some money, he would print book and distribute himself out. In fact, I think it was the first Rath Yatra 1970 in Los Angeles, I believe. We did not have any books printed in West. The first book printed was Krishna book, and then he was in a Rath Yatra, and then in the same event Rath Yatra, we got the boxes of Krishna book printed first time in US. When Prabhupada was so excited, he opened the box and he started distributing himself there. He was doing signature and distributing. And this is written in his Prabhupada Lilamrita, I think chapter 45, I think, yeah. So Prabhupada himself, he came to West at 67 and was distributing books. And he didn't give for free. He has said many times, please do not give book for free. For two reasons. One is, it is not for money, by the way. We worship Krishna. Who is Krishna? Narayana Manishtha. He is Narayana himself, Vishnu himself, husband of Mahalakshmi. And he doesn't need money. We don't need money for Krishna's temple. He can maintain, he can take care. We need donation from people while distributing books for themselves, because it's called superating. When they give some money, when they donate, they get so much more in return, plus their bad karma cuts down. We know the story when back in the time, we didn't have money, printed money at points, right? So people used to trade one stuff with another. So when Krishna was a little boy, then there was a woman who was selling fruits. She comes to the home of Ananda Baba, and then Lord Krishna was playing there, and he grabs some of the fruits because he was so nice. And then out of love, the seller, the woman was like, okay, you can take it. And Krishna said, wait, I'll give you something in return. Krishna goes inside and grabs one handful of grain, brings, and the woman was laughing. Oh, right? And then He puts the grain on the bucket. The woman had the fruits on. When the woman goes home, takes the cover off the bucket is full of gold, diamonds and pearls. So Krishna does not need anything. Anything we give, we try to give, he gives so much more in return. Plus, our karma cuts down. So that is one reason we do not want to give books for free, not for money. Therefore, we don't put price, we just ask for donation. And so their karma cuts down, and they will get connected to temple. And then anything they give, they will get more in return. In fact, even material people know that. And why do we think these billionaires donate money? Billionaires donate billions of dollars because they know they get so much more in return. A lot of people, of course, they only take the part where they get more because they are more behind money, right? They not for the sake of devotion. But the charity, of course, means when you do charity, you'll get more in return. But if you do that to Krishna, you'll get so much more in return that we cannot even think. We are like out of the boundary to think. So, therefore, we do not want to give book for free. Not for us, not for temple, but for the individual we are distributing books. So now, Lord Krishna instructed to distribute book, Lord Chaitanya, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada himself. Then what is exactly book distribution? What do we do in distribution? When we distribute books, a lot of us think, oh, I'm doing this so Krishna becomes happy. I'm doing this to make Krishna happy. I'm doing this to make my Guru to make happy. I'm doing this to make Lord Chaitanya happy. This is not incorrect statement, but not the fully correct. That is right, but we get benefited the most. So we come to temple, we get mingled with devotees, we read books, we follow the instruction of our gurus, but still in a practical life, we get so much trouble in our devotional services, devotional life. We are serving for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, but we know in our heart, we are not really progressing. If I'm doing something for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I need to move forward. I cannot have my kid staying in elementary school for 10 years, 20 years. She has to move, he has to move after 5. If she stays there for 10 years, something is wrong, right? Something is dragging them. So on devotional service, there are 2 parts for us to go move forward. If we want to move forward, actually, is there any Radhanath Maharaj disciple here? No, right? No. So when Radhanath Maharaj gives class, in his every single class, he discusses one thing. Anyone remember? He takes one verse from Chaitanya Shistastakam and discusses it. Humility. He always talks about him. He always talks about Tinadapi Sumisana, Tarorapi Saisana, Amadina Manadena. What does that mean, basically? In one sentence, not going. That means even if someone comes and slap you, you should say sorry. I'm walking down the road, someone is slapping me, and I need to say sorry. Without thinking, why he hit me. He's saying, you be more humble than the blade of grass. How many people walk over the grass and they never even have to say anything? They accept everything as it is. What humility does is, humility gives us forward force. I'm a physicist, so a little bit in terms of physics. So if you have something moving here, right? I give a force, it's a moving. So there is a force, it's driving it forward. The forward force is humility. If we don't have humility, we cannot go anywhere. That's like so essential. Similarly, there is another prime factor that's called offense. Let's say I'm so humble, right? It's kind of hard to have both together, humble and offender. But sometimes I might act as humble, but sometimes I might offend. So let's say I'm humble, move forward a little bit. The Offense is the so strong backward force, dragging force, a friction. If something is moving here, they say, I'm pulling it back. It cannot move. I'm pulling it back. It cannot. So the offense is the backward force that draws everything down, backward. It destroys the devotional life. It's like a wild elephant, like Rupa Goswami discusses in Net of Stocks. And there are multiple offenses. Could be Dhamma Pra. Sometimes we go to Vrindavan once a year, twice a year, if we get lucky enough. We see a Barzabasi smoking video, like, what kind of nonsense is that? We might think that way. Actually, I have so many friends, and they share their realization. I used to think that way. So they are chosen by Radharani herself to live, to born, and to die there, right? We are nowhere close, no matter what we do, compared to Barzabasi. So many things. We go to Dham, I can have Dhamma. We come to temple, we might offend deities. This is a Dham. When we sit, we might offend. When we talk to devotees, we might offend them. When we read book, we might offend. When we chant, we might offend. So many offenses. Offenses is like wild animal, wild herds that destroys everything. If you do not believe, you can, if you see someone so pride devotee or so pride person, even in material life, and you can see his life will be basically destroyed, even material life. So out of all those kind of offenses, devotee offenses is the prime. Because Krishna can tolerate everything, but not the offenses. He can. So why am I bringing this on book distribution? So whatever we do, if we cannot cultivate humility in our heart, and if we do not have the tendency to be less and less and less offended, of course, in a practical life, we will be offended somehow or other. If we do not try to reduce, if we do not try to be non-offender, we cannot progress. And how do we do that? If I stay in temple, worship all day, morning, 7 times a day, TT, I'm a main priest, right? Hare Krishna. A lot of time, when we first, actually it's so funny, when we first see devotee, we are so humble, like the humblest person in the world. Hare Krishna. It's cracking, right? A week after, Hare Krishna Prabhu. In a month, Hare Krishna Prabhu. In 2 months, devotees say, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I have seen literally, after some time, Hare Krishna Prabhu, words don't come because they are like a bomb. Because why? They take us to Krishna's home, right? So with more and more meaning, we started becoming so much pride, and pride, what pride gives, what ego gives, offense. We start thinking we are superior. So what book distribution does is, book distribution destroys everything. If you are pride, if you don't believe me, go out and try to distribute book for 2 hours. If you're offended, go out and try to distribute book. We have devotees. We were actually beaten in Detroit distributing books. We have history, even sannyasis, where people were throwing like rotten egg and tomatoes on them, on Muslim countries. So our main problem in devotional life is offense. And the best way to cut down offense is book distribution. Imagine someone is walking down the street. He has no idea what is Bhagavad Gita or anything. You try to distribute book to him. You're basically begging money. Can you offend him? Can we offend him? No. He's going to spit on our face and leave. People have literally spitted on face, devotee's face. And what do you need to say? I'm sorry. Where the pride gone? So for a devotee, if someone wants to progress rapidly, exponentially, book distribution is the only way. There is no other way. So even though when we say, I'm doing this to please Krishna, that's not incorrect. It's more for me. It's more for us. So we can enhance our devotional life. We can advance our devotional life. How much humble we need to be when we are going out to distribute book. So when I first started, I picked this service because I thought this is so easy, just talking to people. I can avoid all these hardworking service in temple. I was very lazy. I used to sleep and I was in ashram, brahmachari. And then they were asking, what do you want to do? And I asked, what is the easiest service? And our in charge was like, toilet cleaning. It just takes half an hour every day. I'll do it without. And in a week, devotees are like, Prabhu, can you do some more service? Okay. What is other easiest service? I think book distribution, you just need to go out and talk to people. Okay, I'll take it. And then 9 in the morning, you pack your stuff for sadham and bag, go out with the devotees, and then come at 5 every day, 7 day a week. No, 6 day because we have Saturday program, not Sunday. When you go out, then you see that's a real war, Mahabharata there happening. You go out with the stack of book. I was a professor back in the time in Nepal. And then I was like, I used to have hat on. So mask on. Back 2007, no corona. I still used to have mask, so people cannot see my face. I used to get embarrassed, right? I was like, so embarrassing, begging money from people. And when I approach to people, people run away. This literally happens. You realize people run away. They don't even want to look at you. And sometimes I have a very good friend. He was my friend in college also, and he's a brahmachari. He's a temple president in Nepal, Pokhara. So Ambuj Krishna. And I used to stay a little bit behind because he was maybe like, he started 6 months, a year ago than me, and he was a little bit more exposed. He already crossed over that sinus. I used to stay behind him, holding book. And in the evening, all books on my hand. Not distribution. Took months. And Harinam, same thing. People used to stand and walk on the street. In the middle of the street, I would walk all the way there on the sidewalk by myself, as if I'm not a part of those people. I literally did that. So eventually, what devotee do next time, right? And Ombuds Krishna found out I have had because I was hesitating to talk. He took hat off. Max, no problem, you shouldn't do that. No other way. And what happened next day? I was out. I was approaching to someone. He happened to be my student. So all your pride, everything, and eventually you will become sameness. Literally sameness. We have to be sameness. So you don't care. Eventually you'll be in a state you do not care who there is, who is walking there. And you are not only giving book. Usually we think, oh, it's a yogis, sadhus work, right? I have this degree, I have this position, I am from this family. And then after one part, next part is taking book and asking money. It's basically begging. So the law, the general mindset of book distribution is we don't put price on it. That's why we call book distribution. Some people ask us to put price. I say, I disagree. I don't do that. I would rather not distribute because that is not book distribution. So when we go out, remember, you are distributing book and they'll say, is this for free? You cannot put price on, but you have to bring money, right? So it's kind of tricky, but it's not tricky that way. Not tricky to once we kind of get used to. So it's not only very beneficial for spiritual life, devotional life. It cuts down all our offenses, propensity to commit offenses, and it gives us so much humility, but also it's very good for our material life too. It helps us to build public relation. You'll be able to talk to anyone and make friends if you distribute. But even in your material world, your job, if you're a student, this is so important to you. When I was in Seattle for a few months before coming here, there was a child, one devotee's son, he was in 10th, 11th grade. When we used to distribute books, he was very shy. Normally stays with his dad or me, right? And then I started giving him books on him. There is a big festival going on. I was like, okay, go and distribute the book to that person. I literally used to push. And eventually, within a week, he started distributing 10, 15, 20 books a day. It's only because we have that feel like I'm this, I'm that, what people are going to think, right? So if we take that off, book distribution is the easiest thing as I used to think back in old days. Now coming back to Prabhupada, if you start a non-profit organization, you have to have a purpose of that organization, how you serve in society, so that you don't need to pay tax to the IRS. This is related to, if you're thinking why I'm bringing this. So when Prabhupada came to state in late 60s, he registered ISKCON, and ISKCON has 7 purposes. How many of us know the purposes? ISKCON has 7 purposes registered. Prabhupada mentioned those purposes, and when he registered ISKCON, it is written on our manifesto, on the constitution. Out of the 7 purposes, 6 are book distribution and Sankirtan. Number 1, I would like to read this. To systematically propagate the spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and to achieve the real unity and peace in the world. Book distribution. Number 2, to propagate a consciousness of Krishna as it is revealed in the great scripture, Bhagavad Gita. Book distribution. Number 3, to bring the member of a society together with each other and nearer to Krishna and prime the developing idea while member. So this is kind of like building temple and community, building community. So we have so many communities too. Number 4, to teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement. Now, Prabhupada drops the atom bomb here. He could not stay without mentioning Sankirtan. Out of 4, we have 3 already. Number 5, to make the member of society at a large and holy place, transcendental pastime dedicated to personality of Christ. Number 6, to bring the member closer together for the purpose of teaching a simpler, more natural way of life. All again teaching with a view towards achieving the afterward process to publish and distribute periodicals, magazines, books, and other things. So out of 7, literally 6 are related to book distribution, directly or indirectly. And on 2 points, Prabhupada mentions publishing book and preaching Sankirtan. Other are also book distribution. So ISKCON means book distribution. We build temples so we can mingle with devotees, have association, but that's not our prime business. That's why when we hear, oh, we have like around 1,100 temples in the world, we say more proudly we distributed 36 million Bhagavad Gita so far. So that number is for us more important than how many temples we have, because anyone can build temple. There are so many temples. When you go inside, you feel like you are in heaven. It does not matter if we have a temple, but we do not educate people, right? We need to educate people. We need to bring them closer to closer to Krishna. So that is also one reason book distribution is so important. Now, let's talk a little bit about what time. What time is it? 12:43. So, book distributor. How do book distributor do? A lot of time, in fact, a week before, I got a call from my god brother in Detroit, and he was asking, he calls me Bhau. I want to distribute books, so what do I need if I want to distribute book? And I took this from Vaisesika Prabhu, and I said 2 things. Number 1, desire. Number 2, books. We don't need anything else. We can literally carry books and walk on the street and approach to people. We can go in front of the store, street, downtown, anywhere. So we don't need anything more than, yep, of course, if we want to be more organized, table, having more devotees is good. But if we want to start distributing books needed, and we don't need to worry about that too, because we have temple and temple provides book. We just have to have a desire. And that is not this book distributing desire now. As we know, this is an instruction of Krishna's most confidential instruction to help us purifying ourselves, cut down our aparad, offenses, and build humility. So, again, this is from this statement is from the Diploma in Book Distribution from Bhaktivedanta Institute. A little bit modified though. So when you go out to distribute book, these 3 things, if we observe book distributor, Sasa Prabhu, Rameswar Prabhu, any devotees, big devotees, they do this thing. It has to be very quick. They don't spend like 10 or 20 minutes. They do really, really quick. It says, if you can answer, if you have this if you answer these three questions in first 15 to 30 seconds, if you answer these three questions in first 15 to 30 seconds, you got a deal. Who are you? What are these books? And why these books are beneficial to them? Because if we try to explain Bhagavad Gita there, it doesn't really help. A lot of time it confuses them. It takes so much more to understand. So, then another thing, but we have to be very careful is when we go out to distribute book, we need to have certain principles, like I call it A, B, C, D. A for aim. When we go out, we just don't whimsically distribute book. It's not for money, not to count how many I distribute or for what. It's because I have instructions from my guru, I have instructions from Krishna, from Prabhupada, and also this is for so that these people read the book and they will go to temple, they will eventually associate with devotees and have some guru. This also helps. We have to have very right mindset. So the aim is to bring these people closer to Krishna. We have to be very careful on that. So when we approach to people, even though sometimes they avoid, and then we should still be, thankful to them. They at least stopped by and then they were talking to me. They didn't have to, but they still stop. So even if they don't take book, we should be thankful to them. So our our aim should be bringing these people closer to them, so they can get more devotee association and eventually get diksha from Guru and get a path to go to Krishna's home. B for behavior. Whatever I do, whatever you do, whatever we do during distribution of book, we are directly representing ISKCON. We are representing our gurus. We are representing Lord Chaitanya and Krishna himself. They will see that way. So our behavior should be very nice, polite, humble, and that's where humility comes. We have no other way than being humble. And then our behavior, they say, a real Vaishnava does not need to try to make other people Vaishnava. If you're a real Vaishnava, just looking at you, other people will admire, desire to be like you. So our behavior should be in such a way that other people like, wow, how does he do that? I want to be like him. So we have to be very careful on, sometimes people might say some other stuff, they disagree. So we should politely cut the conversation off. We should not argue. We don't go there to argue or say anything nonsense to anyone. If someone disagrees, we should still be okay, thanking them and cut the argument there. So our behavior is very important. Number C, character, similar to behavior. So personal character, whatever we exhibit, it directly reflects on their perception. I still remember I got the first book from someone related to my friend in 1997, 98. The book is Easy Journey to Other Planets. The first book we got, everyone remember. That has very deep impression. So if I had a bad impression, I would never be coming to temple. So the first impression we have to give is really nice, the best impression possible. So our character should be focused on that. D, what is D? Discipline. We have to be very careful. There was one time I was distributing books on Seattle. So we have a table. We are like 3, 4, 5 people. We had a festival, and just think about it. I'm eating. There are so many people around. Of course, we are hungry. We need to eat. If you're distributing books all day, you're hungry. And I'm eating, and with like the hand. I don't know what they call it in English, but in Hindi, juta hand. And I'm grabbing Bhagavad Gita. I'm eating, and I keep plate. People are coming with the juta hand. I'm opening Bhagavad Gita, giving to them. And again, I'm keeping and putting the plates somewhere. Personally, anyone can do it, but that's not something we would like to show outside. We have to be well disciplined. Bhagavad Gita is not different than Krishna. It's Krishna's literal incarnation. If this is not different than Krishna, how can I put my juta, like something I ate, over Krishna? How can I toss this with my juta and hand it over to other people? Just one example. So we should be very disciplined so that when people see, oh, these people are really nice. And then when they come here, they also learn to be disciplined, well-behaved, And in down the line, they will be good devotee, because this is very important for our devotional life. So since we represent ISKCON or Prabhupada or ISKCON in our gurus, whatever we do, it basically reflects them. No one going to remember my face or your face. They will say, oh, these are ISKCON people. They did that, right? So our behavior, how we behave, how we show our character, how disciplined we are, it has very big role, very big impression on outer mass. Even though people don't take book, a lot of time we try to distribute book, people don't take book, we should still be thankful. They still give a couple of minutes to talk to us. And it's not how many books we distribute, it's like how much we tried. Krishna does not see what we give him. He sees what we hide from him. He doesn't care how much we give him. I mean, he's Lakshmipati, Vishnu, right? So he cares how much we are hiding him, how much we are trying to keep away from him. So we have to be very open, very genuine. When we talk, we can give our own example. We should not talk anything nonsense. Anything we want to talk, very genuine, legit from Bhagavad Gita, right? And then the points that we learn from book, our gurus, Prabhupada. So people appreciate, even though I have had examples, even though people don't believe, even the last time in this is Bazaar, a week or two ago. So the guy, he was saying, devotees were distributing book and he didn't take, he said, I'm not a believer. And I started talking to him and later he said, he took Bhagavad Gita, of course, and I said, yeah, how can you deny something without testing? I'm giving you a coffee, right, a tea. How can you say it's not tasty? I don't like it without even testing. Take this book, and he's Indian, so I knew obviously he would not throw it on trash. He showed that sort of respect, and he eventually took it. So we have to be respectful for, even though someone says, I don't believe any of these things. He's free to do that. The way we are free to have faith here, right? So being respectful, being tolerant, whatever they say, people might sometimes yell at you, saying you're just trying to, get some money and stuff. We have to be tolerant, and that's where tolerance comes. That's where we learn to be humble. We learn to be non-offender. If we have any pride, any sort of thing, that does not work there. So with that being said, I think we are already like 7 minutes there. I would like to conclude, but before that, I would like to ask, how many of us, there is one record, I'm going to give a data. BBT says ISKCON devotees, even within ISKCON devotees, over 50% ISKCON devotees do not have Prabhupada sets a book. Bhagavatam sets in Chaitanya Charitamrita. How many of us have Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam set in home? How many of us have these set at home? How many of us have Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita set at home? Let me repeat, please. How many of us have Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita set at home? The first thing we need to do, we need to take it right now. If we are a devotee, we are committed ISKCON devotees, we talk about book distribution, and we don't have these books, honestly, we don't have a right to go and distribute books. We have to have these first. So there is one more set I didn't talk, that's Prabhupada Lilamri. I will keep that ops now, but at least Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam, we must have this. So the data says over 50% of initiated ISKCON devotees do not have Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam set at home. We have almost 1 million committed devotees in ISKCON. That means around 500,000 devotees do not have Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam set at home. And we are pushing so much book outside, we don't have book at home, right? So let's not do that. The first thing, let's keep those set at home. And if we don't have books, Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita at home, how can I convince other people? He said, I don't read book. And I would say, it's good to have book, even if you don't read. I don't have a moral to say that. Number two, I cannot say that because I'm not confident. Number three, I'm not doing what I'm saying, so I cannot, and people are not going to take it. So I use the word being genuine. Genuine. We have to be genuine. We have to be legit. We only can say what we can do. Right? So let's keep Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Chaitamrita at home, at least all of us. Everyone here who is present. Temple can provide the copies. We can order, temple can. And once all of us have, then we can confidently say, I have it, right? And I have at least morals. I can go out and say, can you have Bhagavatam? Number two, I'd like to request, can we distribute one Bhagavad Gita a month, all of us here? One book, at least one book. How many of us can distribute one Bhagavad Gita a month here? Only one Bhagavad Gita in 1 month. If we, no, I'm coming. One Bhagavad Gita a month, that means 12 Bhagavad Gita a year. We have 18 Bhagavad Gita in one box. If we want to distribute book, we need books. I said there, nothing else. Let's keep Bhagavad Gita box in trunk. Let's pay temple in front. Keep Bhagavad Gita box in trunk. We go to at least 2 stores every weekend. No excuse. Everyone goes. On the way there, parking lot to temple, store to parking lot, we encounter many people. How many people we encounter? Anyone can, even these kids can distribute book. We can make them distribute book. One Bhagavad Gita a month is nothing. It's like eating butter if you don't consider fat, right? So anyone can do. So let's keep Bhagavad Gita boxes trunk. We talk to our colleague, we talk to our friend, we go to birthday parties, and we buy what? Gifts. We buy gifts, right? We should not. Why do we need gifts? Gift. We have Bhagavad Gita. What could be better gift than giving Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Chaitamrita, or Bhagavatam, or SSR as a birthday gift? At least we should first stop buying gifts. We should give these books as a gift. We should keep at least one box of Bhagavad Gita today, now. कल करो से आज करो से अभी पल भर में पढ़ लाई होगी बबूरी करोगी कब? Who knows? We'll see tomorrow, right? So that's when we have a Bhagavad Gita on our trunk, we always think about it. I need to distribute. Even if you don't distribute any books in a year, what have you done? You have always thinking about Krishna. That's the benefit. Everyone must have Bhagavad Gita in their trunk. Everyone must have SSR, whatever book you feel comfortable. So there is no other way. And then if we do this, then we feel more confident. So let's do this with that. That's a humble request. Then I would like to conclude this here, and hopefully we will do some distribution, maybe a little bit more next year, and then ramp up some number. Then Prabhuji is leading Sankirtan, doing amazing job. And thank you so much. Hare Krishna. If there is any questions, comment, please.
Hare Krishna devotees, we are running late, but we can take one question if anyone have in the temple room or in the online. Any question or comment?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Yes, Mataji.
Tapasana. So Prabhu, a lot of emphasis on distributing physical books, but now people like to read in different formats. And especially as I'm aging, I need to have bigger formats, and newer books have smaller fonts for some reason. So just wanted to get your thoughts around book distribution in different formats other than a physical book, like Kindle readers, like Kindle format and EPUB, and so many different formats. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Wonderful question. Actually, I get that question a lot too, physically, in person. So we can read books on computer, tablet, anywhere. Something is better than nothing. But we should try to read physical copies of book. There is a reason. Physical copies of book. When we touch this book, the feel I have, I cannot have on this iPad. When I read this book, like I can imagine, I can see the image where the verse 67, 68 is, how it's written on the book. I can remember that. And that's basically I'm remembering Krishna. So reading book gives more vibe, physical copy. There is no problem, we can read. but we always encourage physical copies. Reading physical copies give more vibe. In fact, in Detroit Temple, I was there for 8, 9 years. We strictly discourage to use electronic copies. Sometimes we prepare materials, we can use it, but when you read verse, no one reads from laptop or computer there. We have to read from book. The the vibe we get when I see this book. I mean, we're talking about not reading from book. Do you know what Prabhupada said when someone wanted to even change the image? One of the Prabhupada disciple wanted to change the image of this book. This image was chosen by Srila Prabhupada himself. He was chastising himself on the letter. Prabhupada said, don't even change Prabhupada disciple wanted to put the image of Lord Krishna with the mother Yasoda. Looks nice, innocent boy, right? Krishna. But there is a reason Prabhupada chose this image. These 5 horses are like our 5 senses, right? How we can control our senses. This image has so much meaning. If we can understand this image, our life is done. When I hold this book, when anyone holds this physical copy of the book, the feel they get when they read the book, we cannot get Kindle or laptop or electronic devices. So we strictly discourage that. We encourage reading this book. It does not mean no one should read on laptop. It's better than not reading, but reading on physical copy is so much more encouraged. That's coming from Prabhupada, and ISKCON GBC says that, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, BBT, our BBT says that. And this is not coming from my guru, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj says that. Everyone encouraged to read physical. Thank you, Madam.
Prabhu, we can take offline. Prabhu, many of us have more questions might be. Prabhu is available. We can individually talk as we are running late. Thank you, Prabhu. That's a wonderful lecture. Devotees, please raise. We'll have Arati. Radha Vinod Prabhu is doing Arati Kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Can I start? Can I start? Oh, okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Hare Rama
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 Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Nila Madhura Nila Madhura Jaya Radha Nila Madhura Nila Madhura Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe.
Damodar Radhe.
Jaya Radha Shyama Sundar Radha Shyama Sundar Radhe.
Shyam Sundar Radha, Shyam Sundar Radhe.
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe.
Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Shri Radhe.
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का आचार्य अष्टोत्तर हित श्री श्रीमती ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का आचार्य अष्टोत्तर हित श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री मायापुरी धाम की जय। श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मई यमुना मई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। बृहत मृदंगा की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Narsinga. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladala Dadaine. Praladala Dadaine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Shilatanka Nakhalai. Shilatanka Nakhalai. Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Yeto Yamitato Narasimha.
Yato Yami Tato Narsimha.
Bahi Narasimha Hrudaye Narasimha.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Bahi Narasimha Hrudaye Narasimha.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapadena.
Sharanam Prapadye.
Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapadena. Tava kara kamala vare nakam adhuta shrungam nalita hiranyakashipu tanu brunga. Eshavadrita narahari rupa jai jagadish hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Tava kara kamala vare nakam adhuta shringa. Dalita hiranyakashipu tanu bringa. Keshavadrita narari rupa jai jagadish hare. Jai jagadish hare. Jai jagadish hare. Tabakara Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare.
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa
Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jayo Narasimha De, Jayo Narasimha De, Jayo Narasimha De, Jayo Narasimha De.
Jayo Narsimha Dev, Jayo Narsimha Dev, Jayo Narsimha Dev, Jayo Narsimha Dev.
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj.
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada,
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 Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Jayo Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev. Gurudev,
Gurudev.
Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Guru. Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
जय श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की
जय.
श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय. Thank you, Radha Vinod Prabhu, for ecstatic Kirtan. Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya, for the Mridanga. Thank you, Radha Rajbihari Prabhu, for the Pujari service. Wish you a happy Ekadasi and a happy New Year to all of you. We are thrilled to share the news that next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, please mark your calendar. Everybody knows His Grace Dhruva Prabhu. He is the author of The Lost Narasimha Temples. So it's a big book he wrote. So he's a big Narasimha devotee. He is going to perform Narasimha Yajna at our temple Saturday 11 a.m., which is 14, next Saturday 13th, 11 a.m. And so this is we are doing for the welfare of our community and success of the project, which we are going to do the temple construction. So please invite your friends and yourself, your family members, and you also can part of that yajna and you can offer your sacrifices in the yajna. It's a great opportunity. Don't miss it. It is going to be Narasimha Yajna in our patio. We are going to do that. And Sunday, His Grace Amarendra Prabhu will be visiting the Hare Krishna Temple of Austin, which is January 14th. So we have a special Sunday feast program that next week with His Grace Amarendra Prabhu in the evening. So please note that timings are different, not the regular Sunday feast program timing. So 5 p.m. We will be having ecstatic Kirtan by His Grace Amarendra Prabhu, and 6:30 Krishna Katha by Amarendra Prabhu, and 8 p.m. we are giving a to-go dinner prasadam. We had 7 birthdays in the last week. Vrajbhumi Mataji, Anpuma Mataji, and Divya Mataji, Geeta Madhuri, Geeta Madhura Mataji, Ananya, Lakshmi Vanaja Mataji, and Raghavendra Prabhu's daughter, and Raghavendra Prabhu, Ayan, Payal Mataji's son. So let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times for their benefit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anyone here attending this Sunday Feast program for the first time? Want to introduce to our congregation?
I am Divya. We are actually on Bangalore. So I moved to Austin few months ago. So today I found the time to come.
Thank you for visiting us, Mataji. Thank you for your association. Any other devotee?
Hare Krishna, my name is Stephanie. I live locally and I'm happy to be visiting here today.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for association. Any other?
I'm Rama.
Hare
Which
Krishna.
is living Cedar Park. I just came to the website and then I came to the temple here. So.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for visiting us.
Hello,
Hare
I'm
Krishna.
Kamla Mishra. I've come for the first time.
Thank you, Mataji. How did you find the program?
Very.
Yeah, thank you for visiting us. Prabhu? Yeah.
Hi everyone, I am Rajesh Manava. I moved here for
Thank you, Prabhu. How did you find the program today?
online.
Yeah. Oh,
Hi, my name is Kunal. My name is Kunal Mishra. I recently moved to Austin from California.
Hari Bol Prabhu.
My wife just spoke on the other side. We live on the same street, the Wallfield Trail. So just
Oh.
was curious what's going on here. Wanted to come and check.
Oh, thank you for checking, Prabhu. Thank you for coming. How did you feel the program,
Good,
Prabhu?
good.
today? Yeah, thank you. Any other? Thank you all for the all first timers will get a gift from temple. I'll see you while you are having prashadam. We'll have prashadam prayers. Oh, Prabhu, 1 minute.
Hare Krishna devotees. Dear Ram Prabhu, Ram Tita Prabhu, please come up. Prabhu drove, the GM, General Motors, have a giving campaign towards the end of last year, and Prabhu drove that campaign, and he raised $9,000 towards temple construction. So I just want Prabhu to say a few words.
Hare Krishna devotees. I work in GM, and then every year GM does a GM Tuesdays in November, matches that around 350,000. So normally every year I contribute and then matches, but I learned that there is a fundraising program that I can create a campaign. So I created and then reached out to all my colleagues and everyone. So I was able to, they all graciously donated whenever I had ISKCON, and they also was excited that I was going to ISKCON. So they donated, and then we got around $9,000. Thank you for them. It's going to be helpful for our temple building. Thank you.
Hari Bol to Ram Prabhu. We'll have one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ram Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu. That's a wonderful drive. And we'll have Prashadam prayers now. Dhriti, Samanvita.
Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwasane Vajayate Sharira Vidyajal Jodendriyata Hekal Jibe Pele Vishaya Sagare Taramatya Jivaiti Lobo Moisudurmati Take Jita Katina Samsare Krishna Baradoyamay Koi Bare Jihvajoy Swaprasadana Dilo Bai Sayanamritapa Shri Radha Krishna Gunaga Premedako Shri Chaitanya Nitai Jaini Mai Jaini Tai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. महाप्रसादम की
చేసి అటు పెట్టాను